إن الحمد لله نحمده حمدا كثيرا طيبا كما يستحق كل محامد. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق وبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الحق جهاده وترك الأمة على البيضاء ليلها كنهارها ولا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. صلى الله على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. طيب يا إخوان، Q&A inshallah. Last week we spoke about وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. We have sent messengers of every nation calling people to worship Allah and leave Taghut. طيب, what does Ummah mean in this ayah? This brother here. What does Ummah mean in this ayah? وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ. People, nation. Ahsan. طيب. What other meaning does Ummah have? Abdul Karim.
Length of time.
Such as? Okay, example. وَالذَّكَرَ بعد أمة. Yeah. To Isa alayhi salam. He remembered after a time. Yeah. طيب, next brother here. What does other meaning of Ummah? We have gave two. Give me another one, inshallah. Time, people, the nation. What's the third meaning? Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan. Okay. One more.
Deen.
Ayah?
Deen, your religion is one religion.
Inna hadhihi ummatukum ummatan wahida. Indeed, your ummah, your deen is one deen. طيب, أحسنتم. طيب يا إخوان. In this ayah, where is La ilaha illallah? La ilaha illallah. أن يعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت. Which one is negation and affirmation?
The negation is واجتنبوا الطاغوت, and affirmation is
نعبد الله. So this ayah, أن يعبدوا الله, is affirmation, which is إلا الله. واجتنبوا الطاغوت is the negation, لا إله. So we have an ayah that includes negation and affirmation. What does Taghut mean? Taghut, who was here? Were you here last week, Akhi? What does Taghut mean?
Something that's worshipped besides Allah. They like to be worshipped.
Okay, something worshipped besides Allah Azza wa Jalla. Do you remember who said this?
Ibn Qayyim.
Not, who remembers? Imam Malik. What did Umar said? Taghut. None of you here. Okay. Shaitan, mashallah. One more, Jabir. What did Jabir say? لا تدري. Kuhan. What's Kuhan? Fortune teller or magician. So we have different tafasir, explanation of Taghut, but they all mean the same thing. End of the day, they're all friend of shayateen. طيب يا إخوان, we've covered all that. Obeying parents, is it wajib or sunnah? Wajib. Do you remember any dalil?
The ayah.
Go on, inshallah.
وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا سورة إسراء.
MashaAllah. That's the ayah. وَقَضَى رَبُّكُمْ. Your Lord has commanded you to worship no one except Allah. وَبِالْوَالِدِ. وَعَتَفْ follows on. He follows on. وَبِالْوَالِدِ إِحْسَانًا. And he commanded you to be good to your parents. So, if your parents says you can't pray, you have to obey them, isn't it?
No.
Why not? Allah said you have to obey them.
Someone else.
No. Later on, go on, Akhi.
Allah comes first.
Allah comes first. That's good. That's very good. Allah comes first. Yeah, you can say something. Done. So say something.
You can say the same answer.
Okay, that's good. Allah comes first. Go on.
Allah says so وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك به ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا.
Yes, that's the ayah Luqman. But we mentioned ayah. What's the hadith? What's the hadith? We make it easy for God. That's a specific hadith that there's no obedience to the creation when they disobedience to Allah Azza wa Jal. We also mentioned that two types of obedience. Ta'a mutlaq, ta'a ghayr mutlaq. Which one is mutlaq, absolute obedience? Do you remember?
That's in obedience to Allah and His Messenger.
Messengers, absolute. There's no ifs and buts. You have to obey Allah and Messenger. And غير مطلق is, which is not absolutely. Which one is that? غير مطلق.
Like worship, not worship, sorry, obeying like your teacher.
Teacher, your parents. Because if they ask you to disobey Allah, you will obey them. You know. And I gave you some of the examples. Some of the parents wouldn't allow their kids to do fast month of Ramadan, and they've reached valley, or you get exams coming up. Don't fast. We don't obey them in this. That's the classical example. وبالوالدين إحسانا. طيب إن شاء الله نبدأ. وقوله تعالى واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا. Worship Allah and do not associate anything with Him. Okay. Now this ayah also includes La ilaha illallah. But before that, you know, if you look at in the past life of the Prophet ﷺ, and even till now, the people who worship, you know, other than Allah, or they call them saints and idols and things like that, there's two reasons why they do that. And if you ask them why, this is what they say. And Allah says in the Quran, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ وَيَقُولُونَ هَؤُلَاءِ شُفَعَاؤُنَا عِندَ اللَّهِ. Yani the people, they worship other than Allah, who cannot benefit them nor harm them, and they say, these are shufa'a in Allah. So they go to the idols or the righteous, they call Allah through them. You know the shirk of the mushrik of the Quraysh. They believed in Allah, they will call Allah Azza wa Jal through the idols. And they say they are shufa'a. Shufa'a means they will intercede for us. Shufa'a is part of shafi'. They will intercede for us, they will take a good deed to Allah Azza wa Jal. So they will ask Allah through the idols, through the intermediaries they will take, the righteous. Also another reason they worship Allah other than Allah, they do such thing like that. Allah said, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ مَا نَعْبُدُهُمْ إِلَّا لِيُقَرِّبُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفَى. So they say that we do not worship them, those who worship beside Allah, they will take us close to Allah. They will take us close to Allah Azza wa Jal. And we as sinners, we're going through the righteous. And the prophets and the malaika, you know, the Abdul Qadir Jilani, and the righteous people, we are going through the righteous, we're asking Allah through the righteous, and they will aid us, they will take a good deed, and they will intercede for us. So these are common two reasons why they call on righteous, is to take them close to Allah and for shufa'a. Okay? And this is nowadays we see a lot of people, they do that. And they go to the righteous, they ask many things, they believe they can hear, they can benefit. And I gave many examples. Abdul Qadir Jilani, one of the classical example, a righteous man, you know, from Baghdad, from Iraq, where he's buried. People go and they call on him, and they call on Allah Azza wa Jal through Abdul Qadir Jilani. They believe Abdul Qadir Jilani can benefit them, harm them. Even they believe that Abdul Qadir Jilani can bring the soul of the dead. Yadu billah. So they call on him. They pay 2 rak'ah, they make wudu, and they pay 2 rak'ah, and they call on him. Yadu billah. Now, my brothers and the sisters, that you must have heard that the people spreading this concept of shirk very wrong way. They say that you can go to the people of awliya in the grave, and you know, you can call on them. It is not shirk, but it is misguidance, it is bid'ah, but it is not shirk as long as they don't believe it is a God. As long as they don't believe that thing they're calling is a God. Otherwise, if they believe that, this is shirk. But this is not a concept of shirk. This has never been taught by Prophet ﷺ, never been taught by the Salaf. Shirk is, as Prophet said in the Hadith, أَن يَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ نِدًّا, to make with Allah a partner. And Shaykhul-Islam mentioned in Usul al-Thalatha, الشرك هو الدعوة غير معه, to invoke other than Allah is shirk. So merely going to the righteous and the idols and the malaik, all this is enough to be shirk. Whether you believe it is God or not a God, you commit shirk. And in the Quran Allah said, وَمَن يَجْعَلُ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ لَا بُرْهَانَ لَهُ بِهِ فَإِنَّمَا حِسَابُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. That whoever call other than Allah, they have no evidence for that. They have no evidence. Okay? The hisab will be with Allah Azza wa Jal, and the kafirun have no success. But look how Allah started the ayah. وَمَنْ يَدْعُو مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ. And then he ends the verse by saying, the kafir have no success. Shows that this act is a shirk. Okay, it is shirk whether you believe it is a god, not a god. The merely you asking an idol or saint, you have committed shirk. You don't have to believe it is a god. The Quraysh, the mushrik of the Quraysh never believed idol to be the god. They never believed that. You know, they never believed that. They believe Allah is the Lord of the heaven and the earth. You know, but they called Allah through the idols. They say Allah incarnate in the idols. We're calling Allah. Okay, yadu billah. And there are many, many evidence where Allah has proved, given proof to us in the Quran. The Quraysh, they believed Allah. They believed Allah is the Lord of the heaven and the earth. But at the same time, they worshipped other than Allah. So, if worshipping idols and not believing they are God, if that was right, which mushrik of the Quraysh believed it, then why did Allah send Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He sent messenger to them to say, no, it is wrong concept you have about shirk. Muhammad, go and teach them the Tawheed of Allah. So he came and showed them Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is what shirk is. Just to go to other than Allah, to invoke a dead, a righteous man or idol, it is shirk. Okay, it is shirk. Even if you don't believe it is a God. Never, in the history, never you find the mushrikun believe idol to be their God. They never believe that. Okay. In the Quran, Allah said, the ayah in the Quran, Allah said, let me find the verse. أولئك الذين يدعون من دون سبحان الله أولئك الذين يدعون يبتغون إلى ربهم وسيلة أيهم أقرب ويرجون رحمه ويخافون عذابه إن عذاب ربه كان محذورا. The ayah, Allah talking about, this ayah has two tafsir. Those who invoke أولئك الذين يدعون يبتغون إلى ربهم. Allah talking about the righteous people. Those righteous people who worship Allah Azza wa Jal, they seek closeness to Allah. Okay? أيهم أقرب. So, who can go close to Allah Azza wa Jal? Those righteous people, they worship Allah Azza wa Jal, they seek closeness to Allah, and they seek Allah's rahmah, and they fear the adhab of Allah. Okay? Now, this ayah had two tafsir. One of the tafsir is, I'll mention both of them inshallah, is one of the tafsir is that this ayah was revealed regarding Isa alayhi salam, Uzair, and Maryam alayhi salam. Okay? That's one of the tafsir. Second tafsir is that they say this ayah was revealed regarding the people, the Arab, who is to worship the jinn. And the jinn became Muslim and they're worshipping the jinn. So Allah saying that these righteous people they're worshipping, whether jinn or the Isa or Maryam or Uzair, whoever you're worshipping them, these people, they worship me. They seek closeness to Allah. They hope for Allah's forgiveness and mercy. You're worshipping them. That's what it is. Ayyuhum aqrab. So there's tanafus between those righteous. There's tanafus, there's competition who can go close to Allah Azza wa Jal. So the people who worship other than Allah, for example, in this case we say Isa is the best of them, alayhi salam, the Rasulullah, they will call on Allah through Isa. Okay? They'll call on Allah through Isa alayhi salam because he's a messenger of Allah, Rasulullah. So this ayah talks about that Allah talking about the awliya. These awliya are again the need of Allah. They need Allah's mercy. They need Allah's forgiveness. They seek closeness to Allah and you worship in the creation. And so Allah is informing us about the righteous. This is what they do. And in the Quran Allah says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu attaqullah wabtaghu ilayhi wasila. Or those who believe, seek closeness to Allah, seek wasila to Allah Azza wa Jal. So someone might say, look, Allah commands us to take wasila, intermediary. The ulama have said, the reason I'm mentioning this to you, so you know it. You know the ayah, what it means. They cannot corner you, anyone. This wasila here means a'mal salihat. When Allah said, all those who believe, take wasila to Allah, meaning a'mal salihat. This is Ibn Abbas and Qatada, they've given tafsir. And it is not taking a righteous man and call Allah through the righteous man. No. Means that wasila here mean, intermediaries here mean, is to worship Allah, the righteous action. That's the wasila we take to Allah Azza wa Jal. This is Allah commanding us. So when we look at the history, this is how it is, my brothers and sisters. That if the people who worship other than Allah, that's how they did. They look for shufa'a. They look for taqarrub ila Allah through the righteous, closeness to Allah through the righteous, and they will go to the righteous. And we have the famous one, Abdul Qadir Jilani, in my country Shah Jalal, all of them. And you worship them, they can't benefit you, they cannot harm you. وَالَّذِينَ يَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ لَا يَخْلُقُونَ شَيْئًا وَهُمْ يُخْلَقُونَ أَمْوَاتٌ غَيْرُ أَحْيَاءٍ. Allah said that those who worship other than Allah, okay, other than Allah, they haven't created anything. In fact, they are created. They are dead. They can't hear you. So when you go to these righteous people who are dead, who are been buried, they are dead. They can't hear you. They cannot benefit you. So Allah informing us, don't go to these people. وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. And your Lord said, call on me and I'll respond to your dua. So we ask Allah, not the righteous. They've passed away. We cannot call on them. Ibadah is only for Allah Azza wa Jal. So Allah is informing us in the Quran, the Ahlul Shirk, this is what they do. And Allah commands us to call on Him alone. Now this ayah, وَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Worship Allah and do not associate anything with Him. Now, if someone says to you now, Ya akhi, I'm calling on the righteous. They're better than me. I'm a sinner. And I believe that I should go through the righteous. I'm going to call through the righteous. And if I don't call through the righteous, I feel we're disappointing them. We're belittling them. Prophet of Allah, the best of the mankind. How can I not ask Allah through him? The best man ever walked on the face of the sinless. So I'm going to go through Muhammad. I said, okay, no problem. Allah never asked you to ask through Muhammad. Allah said, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ ادْعُونِي. Your Lord said, call on me, not through Muhammad. And when Muhammad ﷺ died, did anyone went through Muhammad? No. So why are you going through Muhammad ﷺ? And he feared, he warned the people against shirk. And this ayah here, وَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِشَيْئًا, is evidence to refute that argument. Now I want you to remember this, the qa'idah, the rules, the principles here. The word shay'a. Shay'a means things, which is indefinite. If indefinite comes after prohibition or command or prohibition, it means general. Okay? So here, وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Shay'a came after negation, which means general. Mean anything beside Allah, you should not associate with Him. So Prophet, the Malaika, the righteous, idol, trees and snakes, whatever you call, the word shay'a include all that. Okay? وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ with Allah shay'a. Shay'a. So this shay'a refers anything because it's indefinite, comes after prohibition. So this is a qa'idah we remember inshallah to refute that argument. So we can say the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam included in this shay'a. So Allah said even Muhammad you can't call on him. So this ayah, وَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ لَا إِلَهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا إِلَّا اللَّهِ. So this ayah include La ilaha illallah. Okay? And so Allah commanding us to worship Him alone, turn all the worship to Him. Dua, salah, zakat, your intention, anything that you do, wudu, birrul walidain, ikram al-duyuf, honoring your guest, everything, you should do it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, and do not do anything to please the human. Ya'udhu billah. This is one of the ayah we can refute that argument inshallah. The ulama have mentioned. The next verse is وَقَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى قُلْ تَعَالَوْا أَتْلُ مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Okay? Now this ayah, the ulama says that Allah said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Qul," say you Muhammad. In fact, this ayah is the ulama says ayatun huququl ashara. This ayah includes 10 rights, 10 rights, and we'll mention them inshallah one by one. So Allah said, say to the Muhammad, ta'alu, because the mushrik of the Quraysh, they came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, what did your Lord forbade you? What did He made haram on you? He said, say to them, Muhammad, أَثْلُ مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ. I will recite to you what Allah has made haram on us. I will recite to you now. And the first thing he said, أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِي شَيْئًا. Surah An'am 151 to 153, the 10 rights are mentioned there. The 10 things Allah has forbade us. You can go there and check it, inshallah. So the first one Allah said, أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. There's again the same qa'idah. أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا شَيْئًا, indefinite, comes after prohibition, min umum, general. Anything you should not associate with Allah Azza wa Jal. And we've covered what shirk is. Shirk is to worship anything beside Allah Azza wa Jal. And the hadith of Ibn Masud radiallahu anhu, when Prophet said that, أَن تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ نِدَّ, to make a nid with Allah. Nid means a partner with Allah, when He created you. And the partner with Allah can be made different ways. In lordship, in worship, in names and attributes, in mahabba, in love and hope and fear. All this you can make shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal. The shirk, Ibn Qayyim says, numerous, you cannot count them. It's so much different type of shirk comes, and the concept of shirk are different form. So the ulama have said shirk are major and minor, that's it. So under major so many comes, minor is showing off. Minor shirk is showing off. So first thing our Prophet ﷺ told them that do not associate anything with Allah Azza wa Jalla. Okay? The first thing Allah made tahreem, forbade, is not to make shirk with Allah Azza wa Jalla. Then He said to them, the next one is وَبِالْوَالِدِينِ إِحْسَانًا, and be good to your parents. We covered that principle, inshallah. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ مِنْ إِمْلَاقٍ. The next one Allah Prophet forbade to them is that do not kill your children because of poverty. In the pagans, they used to kill the babies because of poverty, and they used to be scared. How am I going to look after them? They will kill them. And also another thing they would do, they will kill any if they have a baby girl, they'll bury them because they saw a girl to be something low, embarrassing to have. So if the mother gives birth to a lady, a girl, and they'll bury the girl. Yadu billah, subhanallah. So Allah Azza wa Jal saying, do not kill your children because of poverty. نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ إِيَّاهُمْ. That we provide them. We provide these babies. Don't kill them. We look after them, inshallah. Now he says, نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُم. Means so many lords? No, it doesn't mean so many lords. One lord. The ulama said this pronoun نَحْنُ, we mean respect. Respect. And many times in the Quran Allah says, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا ذِكْرِ. Indeed we have revealed the dhikr. But in fact Allah revealed it. So in Arabic language we can say to the student, قَدْ ذَكَرْنَا. نَحْنُ ذَكَرْنَا. We have mentioned. Actually the teacher who mentioned it. So we can use the plural as a respect. So Allah using as a respect, نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُ. نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ إِيَّاهُمْ. We provide you and we provide them. So Allah Azza wa Jalla uses as a plural respect. And Allah He made khitab, He addresses like that in the Quran. So that's the next thing Allah forbade, not to kill your children because of poverty. The next one is وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْفَوَاحِشِ. The next one He recited to them. The next thing Allah forbade is al-fawahish. Now this is a general statement, fawahish. What is fawahish? Now the ulama, Imam Suyuti said that fawahish is anything that if you do, it has punishment or threat of hellfire. Some of the ulama said, al-fawahish, al-kaba'ir, kulluha fawahish. The major sin, everything is fawahish. Now the word fawahish is plural fahisha, which means indecency. Indecency, that's what it is. But the most qawlul rajih, the ulama said, when the word fahisha is used, it is for zina. It is for zina, fornication. So, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْفَوَاحِشِ. Do not go close to fawahish. Mean do not go close to zina. Allah didn't say do not commit zina, but He said do not go close to zina, meaning any wasila, any mean that will lead to zina, even avoid that. And that scholar said this is more stronger than just to say don't commit zina. So Allah saying forbidding even the wasila, the mean that will lead to zina, even keep away from that. Free mixing, things like that. Tabarrujat, women walking with makeup and things like that. All this wasila to fawahish. So that's what fawahish mean. And when Allah Azza wa Jalla never said zina is a major sin. He said, لا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة. Do not go close to zina because it is a fahisha. The word fahisha is worse than saying major sin, because fahisha includes major sin and it means other things as well. So fahisha means the zina is a major sin. Allah attributed zina to be fahisha. So the word fahisha, it automatically shows that zina is a major sin. That's how the ulama derive how zina is a major sin. Because you never find in the Quran and Sunnah Allah said zina is a major sin. Never find it. So how does the ulama say it is a major sin? Because the word fahisha is used to attribute to fornication. That's how we know it. وَمَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ. So وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْفَوَاحِشْ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ. Do not close to the fawahish, what is apparent, what is hidden. Imam al-Baghawi mentioned the fawahish ma dhahara minha, what is apparent is alcohol, he said. وَمَا بَطَنَ, what is hidden is zina. That's what it is. So these are the one we're reading, my brothers. 10 huquq, 10 things Allah forbade. The next one, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا نَفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. Do not kill a nafs. Allah didn't say, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا Muslim. He said nafs. Meaning that you cannot kill even non-Muslim, innocent non-Muslim. It's haram. And the hadith says, مَنْ قَتَلَ مُعَاهِدْ لَمْ يَرِهْ رِيَاحَ الْجَنَّةِ. That whoever kill a mu'ahid refers to a non-Muslim who has agreement with the Muslims, wherever he is in the world. To kill that person, Prophet said, you will never smell fragrance of Jannah. It's haram. So it is not allowed for you to kill nafs, any nafs. That Muslim, non-Muslim, black or white, whatever, you cannot kill. That's what the Mufassirun use this ayah to say, you can't kill innocent nafs, innocent person. Whether the Muslim, not obviously you can't Muslim, but even non-Muslim you can't, it is haram. So here, إلا بالتي التي حرم الله إلا بالحق, except with just reason. And the just reason is the hadith of Abdul ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, where he explains that لا يحل دمر مسلم إلا بإحدى ثلاثة, that it is not allowed to kill a Muslim who says لا إله إلا الله except for 3 reasons. نفس بنفسي, eye for an eye, ثيب الزاني. ثيب الزاني is a person who fornicates while he's married. Now, if a person fornicates and commits the zina, like this is a story I'm going to narrate to you, brothers. There was a brother came from Saudi, yeah? His family he left in Saudi. So he came here to study. And he never seen the fitna here in Saudi. So he came, Shaitan was stronger than him. He fell into the fitna and he fell into the zina. So he went back home and he spoke to one of the Muslims, and he was a student of Shaykh bin Baz. So the brother phoned Shaykh bin Baz and he told him this is what it is. So Shaykh bin Baz rahimahullah said, tell your friend, number 1, learn this, brother, this is adab. Tell him not to expose his sin. Tell him not to expose it. Number 2, tell him to make tawbah from it and khalas. Let him make tawbah and leave it to that. Leave it to Allah. You know that brother, he died. And you know where he died making sajda to Allah. What does it mean? Allah accepted his tawbah. Allah accepted it. So we do not humiliate a brother when he fornicates. We ask him to not to expose his sin, and we say make tawbah and leave it. It is haram to expose brother's sin. It is not allowed. So when this Sahabiya, Ma'iz and Sahabiya, female Sahabiya from Ghamidiyya, when they committed zina, they came to the Prophet of Allah. No one can prove someone committed zina. Shaykhul-Islam said, never ever in the history you find a person prove someone committed zina. Okay, Allah said, bring for witness. If you can't, you'll be lashed 80 times. When those who accused Aisha of zina, they couldn't prove Aisha radiallahu anha, Allah feed her, okay, they were lashed. So accusing a righteous person of zina is worse than zina itself, because the 7th thing that will destroy you is one of the things, is to accuse a righteous person of zina. Muslims. Some of the ulama says, Al-Aini, one of the Hanafi scholar who explained Al-Bukhari, Umdatul Ain, he said, this threat of fire is not refers to non-Muslims. It's only for the Muslims. I mean, if you accuse a Muslim, not non-Muslims, if you accuse a Muslim of that, Iyadu billah, you have to bring 4 witnesses. If you don't, then akhirah you will get punished, and in dunya you will be lashed. If you lashed, that's expiation of your sin. But look at the danger of accusing somebody of zina. That's why Allah said, bring 4 witnesses. If they don't bring 4 witnesses, then don't accept their testification anymore. They are zalimun. So, just because I know people, incident happened that very easy to say, zani, fornicated, a'udhu billah. What's your 4 witnesses? 4 witnesses, what 4 witnesses mean? Subhanallah, if sin is penetrate. That's what it means. No one can see that. Shaykhul-Islam, that's why he said, no one can prove that unless the person said, I've committed it, the act. Otherwise, you can't prove. So be careful, inshallah. And if someone were to accuse somebody of like that in this society, tell him to fear Allah and follow the principle. Okay, what's your 4 witnesses? Bring me 4 witnesses. That's it. Follow what Allah advises. Get 4 witnesses. Have we 4 witnesses seen that? La. He was on top of Allah. None of these evidences. Have we seen it penetrate? La. So you can't say this is he or she committed zina. A'udhu billah. So the witness is very strict because the azab is strict as well. طيب ikhwan, so that's the story of Shaykh bin Baz when he advised that person, and we should take a lesson from that, and inshallah. طيب, so ثيب الزاني والتارك لدين مفارق الجماعة, and the one who leaves the deen to separate the jama'ah, the haqq. So there are 3 reasons when the blood is halal for Muslims is eye for an eye. If someone comes to your house to take your property, kill your family, you have right to fight to defend your wealth and your family. Okay? And Sayyib al-Zan, we have explained, someone leaves the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal and became Christian, what do we do in this society? We can't do nothing. We leave it to Allah. This is only for the Khalifa to do that. Haadi, to establish the had of someone leaves the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. But if someone leaves the deen of Allah and we have a Khalifa, the rule is that he will ask the person to make tawbah. That's it. If the person doesn't make tawbah, then should be beheaded. Because you're playing with the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal, So you become Muslim, then become non-Muslim. I know some become Muslim, then non-Muslim, then Muslim again. Yadu billah. So these are the 3 reasons why Muslim blood becomes halal. Ikhwan. So that's one of them. Do not kill individual which Allah made haram, except for the haqq, unless you have the truth, the evidences stated by Islam. ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ, and that is what your Lord has commanded you. Okay? That what is your Lord has commanded you. Then you continue with that. Let's go over this inshallah. Then Allah said, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْمَالَ الْيَتِيمِ إِلَّا بِالَّتِي هِيَ الْأَحْسَنُ. Do not take the wealth of the yatim except to benefit him with that. What is yatim? Yatim is the one who loses his father when he's young, before he reaches the puberty. When he reaches the puberty, he's not yatim. So yatim is the one who doesn't have the father. Maybe he's 2, 3, 4 years old, he lost his father, he becomes yatim. Why? Because when a child loses the father, he becomes yatim. He's vulnerable, he's weak, no one to defend him. If someone takes his wealth forcefully, they can take it, yadu billah. So they are considered to be very weak, vulnerable, they should be looked after. So Sharia looks after them, take care of them. And to take their wealth forcefully is a major sin, yadu billah. I think it's one of the 7 mubiqat, 7 things that destroys you. To take the wealth of the yatim. Okay? That's what yatim is. Except illa to be ahsan, except to benefit him with his wealth. Mujahid said, maybe tijara. So yatim has the wealth, you take the wealth, benefit him, I make a business for him so you can earn from it. Something like that. You take the wealth to benefit the family. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْيَتِيمَ مَالَ الْيَتِيمِ. That's the next thing Allah forbade in the Quran. وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانِ. Okay? And talking about balancing. When you balance things, give right proportion. Okay? Do not charge them less or more. Do not cheat. if the potato is, when you weigh properly, do not cheat them, inshallah. So this is something also Allah Azza wa Jal commands us with. وَإِذَا قُلْتُمْ فَعْدِلُوا. Be just what you say. Be just. And just is the sign of taqwa of Allah Azza wa Jal. So these are the some of the things Allah has commanded us in the Quran. That Allah ends the verse, ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. This is what Allah has commanded you. Maybe that you will remember, inshallah. Then end of the verse Allah said, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِ مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ. And this is my straight path, so follow it. The ulama said this straight path Allah is talking about is the 10 things Allah has mentioned it. So abide by that. Okay. Al-Mustaqim is something that is straight path, it has no bend. No bend, it's straight. The straight path that leads you to Allah Azza wa Jal. So the Sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal, there's no bend, it's straight. The haqq is straight, Islam is clear. Nothing left or right, it's clear to us to be followed. So, my brothers, these are the 10 huquq, the rights as mentioned in the Quran, which our Prophet told the Quraysh of the mushrik of the Quraysh. And that's finished. Let's go to next evidence. The next one, عن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه قال من أراد أن ينظر إلى وصية محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم التي عليه خاتمه فليقرأ قوله تعالى. That Ibn Mas'ud said that whoever wished to look at the legacy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, legacy that which completed on it, is been completed, then let him read this ayah. قُلْ تَعَالُوا أَتْلُ مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ. So the ulama said Prophet did not write a legacy, specific legacy before he died. He never did that. So the Shaykh Fawzan said that, and other ulama, that the legacy is the Quran and the Sunnah that Prophet left us. And he said that before he died, he said, I've left 2 things behind. If you were to hold on to it, you never be misguided. The Book of Allah and the Sunnah. That's the legacy. And that's the legacy we have. And one of among the important legacy that if somebody want to read, Ibn Mas'ud said, then let him read this ayah. قُلْ تَعَالُوا أَتْلُ مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِ مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا سُبُلًا. So this is the ayah we have just covered. Read this ayah, these 10 huquq of Allah mentioned in this ayah. These are the things, this is the legacy also can be said the Prophet left for us. Okay, let's quickly take this hadith and inshallah then we'll. Is it okay? One more hadith inshallah. عن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنه قال كنت رديف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم على حمار فقال لي يا معاذ أتدري ما حق الله على العباد وما حق العباد على الله قلت الله ورسوله أعلم قال حق الله على العباد أن يعبدوه ولا يشركوا به شيئا وحق العباد على الله ألا يعذب من لا يشرك به شيئا قلت يا رسول الله أفلا أبشر الناس قال لا تبشرهم فيتكلوا. Amazing hadith. Mu'adh radiallahu anhu, one of the great Sahabi radiallahu anhu, he was very young. Prophet prayed for him, and Prophet said he is the most knowledgeable from my ummah in terms of halal and haram. And he will be one step ahead, actually handspan away from the ulama yawm al-qiyamah. He will be the first on the line, right at the front, because he was the most knowledgeable from any scholars from the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ. And one Prophet sent Mu'adh to Yemen with another hadith when he told them to go to the people of Kitab, Jews and the Christian. He said, when you come back, you're not going to see me except my grave. And he cried and he wept. And he told him, this is the only companion. Prophet said to him, Inni uhibbuka fillah. Indeed, I love you for the sake of Allah. Prophet said to Mu'adh. He never said that to anyone else. Subhanallah. So Mu'adh was young, 30 something, late 30, mid 30, he died. Radiallahu anhu. And he was a great Imam. So he narrated this hadith that I was riding behind Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The word radif refers to something when you ride a donkey or horse. Radif refers to riding something, riding beast. So he was on a donkey with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Prophet want to teach him a lesson. So this is one of the way Prophet teaches, by asking. Sometimes it's better to ask than just throw the answer on the face. So he want to teach him. So he asked him, Ya Mu'adh, do you know the right of Allah upon the slave and the right of the slave upon Allah? He said, Allah and the Messenger knows best. So Allah has right over us, my brothers, and we have right over Allah. But look, the haqq of Allah comes first before we get our right. So Prophet explained to him what is the right of Allah upon us. Haqqullah ala al-ibad an ya'budullah or an ya'buduhu wa la yushriku bi shay'a. So right of Allah upon us, أننا نعبد الله عز وجل, that we should worship Allah عز وجل, okay, alone, without making partners to Him. Okay, that's His right upon us, that we should worship Allah alone, without ascribing any partner. Then he said, the right of the slave upon Allah is that if we do that, i.e. we worship Allah alone, don't associate anything with Him, then Allah will not punish us. Allah will not punish us. So for us not to get punished, we have to give Allah's haqq, that we should worship Him alone. And those Allah promised the Ahlul Tawheed of Jannah. You know. Then he said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Messenger of Allah, shall I not give this glad tidings to the people, to the companions? قال لا تبشرهم فيتكلوا. Do not give him that glad tidings because they will depend on it. What it means is that, but Mu'adh did radiallahu anhu, with Fathul Majid, he mentioned that he did tell the people before he died, fearing the sin. Okay, so he told the people. But what did Prophet said? Do not. It's a hikmah from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to tell Mu'adh, don't tell anyone else. Because you know why? And fayyataki means they will depend on Tawheed of Allah. They will say, okay, as long as I worship Allah, I don't commit shirk, I call on Allah, no shirk, I avoid shirk, that means I can do other sins, you know, drink alcohol maybe, fornicate, do other things, but I'm not committing shirk, so I'm okay, a'udhu billah. So part of Tawheed is not to fall into major sin as well. So Prophet feared that they might take that aspect of Tawheed alone and they might become lenient, they become soft, and they might say, okay, we can, there's some sort of keyhole, way for us to commit other sins. It's okay, I'm not committing shirk with Allah, but I can do that. Yadu billah, shaitan can come in the mind, isn't it? Okay. Some of the Sahabas were alcoholic. Before this alcohol became haram, they used to drink alcohol. You think these people drink alcohol? Subhanallah. The companion, the amount of alcohol they used to drink at it. When it became forbidden, the Medina road became flooded with alcohol. It was flooded. That's how much alcohol they used to drink. So Prophet feared that if I tell them, they might say, okay, drinking alcohol is not shirk. I'm giving Allah's haqq. Khalas, so I can drink. Apparently there was a companion, he was alcoholic. And there's two narrations. And he'll be tired. If Muslim goes to war, if they conquer a land, if he sees alcohol, he'll start drinking it. He's addicted to it. They'll tie him. And there was another companion, he's drinking alcohol in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the companion were cursing him. He said, don't curse him because he loves Allah and His Messenger. So they were drinking at the time was haram. Understand? So Prophet feared that, nah, don't tell them that. Leave it to yourself, because now, sometimes some uncle might think, we have to pray the rawatib. Sunnah rawatib, we have to pray. That is wajib. They never miss in their life. Then this went to the muhadara and said, Sunnah rawatib is sunnah mustahab. Who is it? Oh, they become reliant, slacking now. Okay, then if it's sunnah, then I'll leave sometime. You see what I'm saying? So, best thing not to tell them. Best, this knowledge is fitna for them. Leave it to them. Let them believe wajib. Let them not miss the rawatib. Sometimes knowledge make you reluctant. So Prophet said, do not tell the companion, because he knows they become reluctant on Tawheed only. Okay, so this is from the wisdom of the Prophet ﷺ. Sometimes you have to hide knowledge for greater benefit. Okay, and you have to know the situation. That's what Prophet did at that time. Okay, he said hide that knowledge now, okay, for greater maslahah, for greater benefit. Okay, and he did not. But Mu'adh did say the hadith when he died, before he died, fearing the sin. So this hadith, amazing hadith, is Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Tawheed is Allah's haqq over us, and our haqq over Allah is that if we fulfill this Tawheed of Allah, Allah will not punish us. Okay, Jazakumullah khair, ikhwan. We'll continue next week, next hadith. So any questions, inshallah, I will take it, and any clarification you want me to clarify, I'll do that now. Go on.
You say
Yeah.
orphan is if it's a one with no father.
One with no father. Okay, there's something else I can add to that from a research. The Arab, they say, اليتيم يطلق على من فقد أباه واللقيم من فقد أبويه معا وأما العجي يطلق من فقد أمه فقط. Okay, this is what the Arab use. Yatim is when someone loses father. Latim, lam, tamim. Latim is the one who loses his father and the mother. And al-aji, the one who loses his mother only. Al-aji, yeah. Al-aji, yeah. You've heard this, Shaykh, it is wording, latif, and so these are the words they use, latim, yeah, al-aji. So yatim, yeah, yatim is the one who loses father, yeah. He becomes yatim until he becomes a baligh. When he becomes baligh, then there are no yatim anymore. And there are conditions for someone to be a baligh. And yeah. So that's what yatim is. Yeah. Go on. What's
As
up?
a follow-up to that one, is there a different ruling for a female, so a girl who becomes a yatim? And so it's valid for the boy. Is it for the girl until she gets married? I think I had something similar to this.
Well, I know the scholar says the yatim is lifted when they reach baligh. Yeah, when they reach baligh, they are not called yatim anymore. Okay, so for male and a female, yeah, that's what it is. Go on, Akhi.
Why did the Sahabi fear not telling a hadith? Why is it sinful for them not to tell a hadith?
Oh, Mu'adh, he said, I informed the hadith fearing the sin, because then you're hiding the knowledge, isn't it? So he thought that if I might die with the hadith that I never told the people, I heard from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he feared for himself, he might fall into sin. So he told the people. But Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told them not to tell him because of greater benefit. But he then realized, it's been too long, I haven't told the people, I'm going to die, let me tell the people. So he told the people, yeah. It's from his Ishtihad. Okay. Any more? Khalas? Everyone understood, mashallah. Go on.
Sorry, just a clarification. The slaves have right over Allah.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention that I heard from another source basically that means because Allah is not in need of the creation, so that is more like a mercy towards its creation, that the slaves have right over Allah.
Now, our right is that we have right over Allah in the sense that, when you have the right, this is your haqq, you deserve that. So, our right, the hadith says that if you worship Allah, we'll get our haqq, that will not be punished in the Jahannam, if you fulfill the Tawheed of Allah. And Allah's haqq is that He doesn't need our haqq, but we need our haqq. Allah doesn't need our haqq, He doesn't need His haqq. If you don't worship Allah, nothing will increase in the heaven and earth for Allah. Nothing will increase for Him. But His haqq, His ma'bud, He deserves to be worshipped, that His haqq, the worship should be given to Him. That's His haqq. And if you do that, then we need our haqq, that we should be saved from the hellfire. Yeah. There's another brother teaching this same book, or you learnt, or?
Student of knowledge, can't remember his name, but he did study it as well.
MashaAllah.
He mentioned it was like a mercy from Allah.
Yeah, it is mercy. Yeah. The mercy that He's going to save us from the hellfire, it is a mercy, yes, definitely is a mercy.
There was a hadith that some people pull from Greek to use it to justify it, and I don't know if you've heard of it.
Some people, they what?
The people who pull upon graves.
Graves, yeah.
They use this hadith justify it, and it's the blind man hadith. I don't know the hadith.
There was a hadith, it's weak, it's mawdu'. One of the hadith, the man went to Rasulullah's grave and called him, it's mawdu'. No, it's not authentic hadith. When Prophet died, none of the company went to Prophet ﷺ. They never went. They never. The hadith of the blind man, Shaykhul-Islam explains that the blind man he made tawassul through the dua, not the person. It's the dua. Yeah. Shaykh al-Albani also explains. Yeah. Not the person, And you'll never find the Sahabas went to Prophet's grave for Salatul Istisqa, the Salah for seeking rain. They went to Umar, went to Abbas, and he said it, Ya Allah, that when Rasulullah was alive, we used to ask you through Muhammad, but he passed away. We asked, but the uncle of the Prophet Abbas, and he told him to get up and make Salatul Istisqa, Salah for rain, pray for rain. And they went to Abbas, not Rasulullah. So you never find the Sahabas went to Rasulullah's grave after his death. And they will never do that because it is shirk. Yeah. And he warned them, if you make dua, don't make dua with me, make dua with Allah Azza wa Jal. So this hadith that I think can recall, it's not authentic hadith. But the blind man is authentic, but it's referring to dua, not the person. The dua is making tawassul with. Yeah.
Sheikh, the explanation you're going through, is there any particular sharh or is it just...
This explanation, I'm using many explanations. This is the one I have in front of me is Shaykh ibn Uthaymin. And I have other shuruh, and I use as well to read, so I get the benefit of it. So, alhamdulillah, I'll try and give from different explanations to get more benefit, inshallah. Yeah, jazakumullah khair.
Jazaak.
Khalas?